interesting. People are showing up, so I know we have to go soon, but I want to talk about real quick. You've been into photography as a real big hobby for 30, almost 40 years now, and you've started getting into galleries. When did that start happening?
Well, that was by chance. Last April, we Barb and
2017 or no 2018,
2018,
right?
2018,
It's
April
2019,
yeah. So Barb and I were traveling with some friends of ours. The guy is also a not professional, but serious amateur photographer, as I am. He shoots Olympus, and so he and I went on a photo, and one of our shore excursions on our cruise was a photo. They went on with a bunch of other people that had cameras, really nice cameras. And there was a lady on the group with us who was also shooting Nikon, and we struck up a conversation. And turns out she owns an art gallery in Minnesota. So
wow, that's
cool.
So
just striking up a conversation. She said, "Have you ever had any of your work displayed in a gallery for sale?" And I said, "No, I've never."
Just do it for fun.
I do it for fun, and I don't think my stuff is that good. And she said, "Well, why don't you send me some of your stuff, and we'll decide if it's good enough we think it'll sell." Okay, well, what I got to lose, right? So I sent her.
Then you went to your
went to Lightroom
and searched your 5-star photo.
For five-star photos, different. So I sent her 4 different categories. I sent her wildlife, landscapes, railroad, and there was some art photography. It's just kind of weird stuff. And she said, "Well, the wildlife that's good stuff, but we have plenty of that here, so that probably won't sell." But she liked my Denali, and she said, "We never posted any railroad images, so that's kind of new for us, so that might work." So we settled in on 3 pictures. I have an investment because I had to actually pay to have them printed on metal. So I've got a couple $100 invested in the process. But I got nothing to lose if they don't sell. They still haven't sold yet. But that was, anyway, so that's how that started, was just a conversation with an art gallery owner. And I still haven't seen those images. I had them printed at the print shop and direct shipped to the gallery in Minnesota.
So all you have is probably a picture of your pictures.
Yeah, that's all I have. That's all.
And you said it's a triptych, which is like 3 pictures of your picture.
Yeah.
Trying to explain that, but it's basically your entire picture, but it's separated.
It's broken into 3 12 by 12 pieces. So it's 12 inches tall, 36 inches wide.
I bet that looks awesome on the wall.
So I can't wait to see it.
Yeah.
And the others are 36 inch by 18, or I don't know, 24 by 18, I think is what they are. But they're printed on metal, so they don't need a frame. And she says they look great, but they haven't sold yet.
I bet they do. So. Yeah, I mean, it looks good in the book, which is like a 4 inch by 3 inch, or however big.
So it was just kind of a fun thing, but it made me think that perhaps there are others that might want to buy some of my artwork. So
I mean, you just take the photos. You've been doing it for 30, almost 40 years, and let people decide whether
they buy. Yeah.
If they like them, they'll buy them.
But the thing that about photography that's interesting, I think, is that I can post an online image, like on Facebook, or they can go to my gallery in SmugMug or whatever, and they just kind of, oh, that looks nice. It looks really good. But it has but then they go on, and there's nothing compels them to want to pay $5 to buy it, okay, or to download it. So there's no real compelling anything. But if you print it and frame it, or and put it on a wall, it's like, wow, I'm getting $250 for that.
Yeah, art's still very popular.
It's a very tangible
wall art.
Wall art is not the same thing as
a
display on your
computer. With the internet, I don't think wall art is going away.
I don't think so either. It's
definitely different. I agree, to be able to see it
different
large
experience.
And almost. I mean, you don't want to touch it usually, but to be able to see.
It's much more tangible, much more visceral experience. So anyway, I don't know where that'll go, but it's do
cool
photography.
That you're kind of stepping into that realm. Though. I think that's neat.
So, and you're helping me with the digital.
Thanks for coming. Oh yeah.
Yeah, thank you for.
Thanks for coming on the show. And
sure. Well.
I went to school for art and had 2 or 3 photography classes. And talking to you now, I'm like, man, I know nothing about photography. I know twice as much now as I did.
Well, if you do decide to get into photography just as a hobby, holler, and
I will.
I'll kind of get
I
you
know
going.
who to talk to.
Yeah.